This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Father regrets his son's decision to skip work after fatal drive-by shooting. Daniel Sinclair was looking forward to celebrating his 21st birthday on October 19, and one of his plans before his demise was to start the construction of a new house for both his brother and the father. More than 100 building blocks now lay stacked in his yard as evidence of his shattered plans. On October 14, Sinclair took a day off from work and was speaking to his neighbor when he was fatally shot during a drive-by shooting on Lincoln Avenue in Kingston. During a visit to the community days later, residents told the news that Sinclair was talking to his friend Christopher Williams, who was also shot when armed men traveling in a motor vehicle pulled up and started firing at them. According to Sinclair's father, who did not want to disclose his name, he now wishes that Daniel had gone to work that fateful Thursday. All now me want ask him why them never go to work. Them go to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, October 14. Me see the man dem and thing. So me not really know why them did there, because me know them have construction work I do, the father said. Him just did fit in the yard. Cause you see round ya, one little war a go on round ya, and you see the next set of man them where a war. Them and them used to par anyway, the father further explained. He said Daniel, his second to last child, had many skills in the field of construction and was employed to a site. Daniel's mother died in 2010 from heart failure, and his father said he worked in a cook shop and took care of his children until they are now adults, and he showed them the right way to live. You see, when you live in them quarters here for 20 and 30 years, the thing them get immune to you because regular you see it, not because of your own. The thing get immune because you go see some of your friend them are dead, and all them something there. I know nothing good still, but me strong, he said. The father is of the view that if there were police presence at the intersection of Beechwood Avenue and Lincoln Avenue, where there is a police post, then armed men would not have entered and opened fire at his son, who was standing meters away from the police post. I told the police them never up there still make that happen. The whole day police never did it. The whole entire day. Me I tell you, I know somebody I tell you we never out there. Because me myself come out early and look and say, no police not up there so. Me no like how up there look now. As same thing me say, Daniel's father explained it to the news. Police officers were, however, seen in their vehicles patrolling the area, and Inspector Horatio Rowe, shift commander of the Kingston West Division, told the news that the police were present at the post residents said was vacant. Currently, we are managing this space well. You would have observed that several patrols are in the area. We have also been carrying out several responsive operations in regard to what is happening to ensure that the citizens within this community remain safe, he said. When directly questioned if there was police present at the intersection of Beechwood Avenue and Lincoln Avenue on the day of the shooting, his response was that could not be so. He added, if you look on the response of the police, you will observe that within a short period, the police responded to basically quell whatever took place. Police personnel were indeed in this space based on the police response. However, residents are adamant that the police were not at their post when the shooting occurred. Teacher released from hospital after surviving slit throat. A primary school teacher who was left for dead after she was abducted and her throat slashed has been released from the hospital, police revealed. The teacher, who works at a primary school in St. Elizabeth, was discharged recently and is recuperating, police said. Michael Smith, the assistant commissioner in charge of the Area 3 Police, told the news that investigators have not identified any suspects in connection with the incident. Investigations are still ongoing, said ACP Smith, who has jurisdiction over the parishes of St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon. Police reported that shortly after 4 p.m., the teacher had just exited a business establishment in Santa Cruz when she was accosted by two men who were in a Toyota Probox motor car. The men abducted the teacher, drove her to another community about 2 miles away, slashed her throat, threw her out of the vehicle, and left her for dead. She was found by residents who rushed her to the hospital and contacted the police. 28-year-old Jamaican man shot dead in Trinidad. A Jamaican man was gunned down in Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday night after visiting a friend in the town of Diego Martin in the Twin Island Republic. He has been identified as 28-year-old Akeem Thompson. According to a report from Trinidad's Newsday, Thompson went to a friend's house at Cuthbert Circular in Four Roads, Diego Martin about 7 p.m. An hour later, the Jamaican left the premises and the gunshots were heard. A passerby found Thompson lying on the ground with gunshot wounds and the police were alerted. Thompson was pronounced dead at the scene by a district medical officer, the report said. The Homicide Bureau of Investigations Region 1 in Trinidad is investigating the murder. Water woes for some St. James communities. The National Water Commission is reporting that its Dantrout pump station in St. James is currently out of operation due to electromechanical challenges at the facility. The NWC says effort is being made to resolve the challenges and to resume operation at the facility by next week Wednesday. Areas affected include Dantrout, Marchmount Road, Germantown, Seaford Town, St. Leonard, Mount Spring, Coffee Ground, Chesterfield, Gardner, and the surrounding areas. The NWC is appealing for patience and understanding. UIC denies organizing planned march. The United Independence Congress is rejecting claims that it is among organizers of a planned march in St. Andrew. In a release this morning, the police had reported that the UIC was said to be among the organizers. However, the political party said this is not true. While noting that it has not organized any march for today, the UIC underscored that it stands firmly behind the right of every citizen to peacefully protest and to do so without permission. The party says it is now focused on its All Are Welcome campaign. Woman charged for murder of elderly couple in St. Thomas freed. The St. Thomas woman, who was jointly charged with her boyfriend for killing an elderly Jamaican-Canadian couple in the parish in 2018, was this morning freed of murder. A formal plea of not guilty was handed down in the Home Circuit Court after the prosecution offered no evidence against Nekia Thompson. The prosecution told Justice Lorna Shelley Williams that the Crown was unable to mount a viable case in the matter. Among the reasons listed were that the fingerprint analyst did not place her at the murder scene, inconclusive DNA result, and that the Crown could not use a statement of her co-accused against her. The father of Thompson's 4-year-old daughter, Fabian Skirvin, who was yesterday convicted for the couple's murder, had reportedly made a jailhouse confession in which he had alleged that he had killed the senior citizens with the help of his girlfriend and a wanted man. However, Skirvin denied making any such report. The court heard that Thompson was captured on video footage being in Skirvin's company when he used the couple's debit card which he had stolen. However, the prosecution said that it was unable to indict the woman for receiving stolen property as it could not establish that she knew that the card was stolen. Further, the prosecution said that Skirvin had said in his psychiatric report that Thompson didn't know that the card had been stolen and that he had told her that he borrowed it from his father. The 29-year-old St. Thomas farmer was yesterday given life sentences for the murder of the couple. The sentences, however, will run concurrently, and he must serve 32 years and 4 months in prison before being eligible for parole. Melbourne Flake, 81, and his wife Etta, 70, were found dead at their dream vacation home in Retreat St. Thomas on January 9, 2018. The husband had wounds to his head while the wife was reportedly suffocated. Both were found with their hands and feet bound. Facts in the case are the husband and wife were killed at their home and that their debit cards were stolen and used to make various purchases, including a wedding ring. The court heard that Skirvin had sneaked into the couple's house with a piece of board and hid in their closet for hours, waiting for them to return home. He then tied them up and beat the husband to death. The couple was in Jamaica visiting and had employed Thompson and others to do construction work on their home. Skirvin has maintained that demons had caused him to murder the couple as he was hearing voices. He also contended that he had only planned to rob the couple and yesterday begged the family for forgiveness after expressing regret. The couple, who were Jamaicans, had lived in Canada for 50 years. Thompson, who had indicated yesterday that she was too distraught to speak, today declined to comment on her case. Her lawyer, Henry Williams, however, said there could have been no other outcome. Attorneys at law Anthony Williams and Julian Bailey represented Skirvin. Bodyguard loses bid to get back gun permit from FLA. A court of appeal has thrown out an application brought by private bodyguard Philip Harris to overturn a decision by the Firearms Licensing Authority to revoke his firearm user's license. The permit was revoked in June 2019. Following the decision, Harris first appealed to the review board of the FLA and then to the Ministry of National Security under Section 37A of the Firearms Act, but did not get a response. In October last year, he made an application for leave to apply for judicial review in the Supreme Court. He sought an order to quash the FLA's decision and to get legal costs. The application was dismissed. Harris then took the matter to the Court of Appeal, seeking permission to appeal the ruling of the Supreme Court. He also applied for permission to adduce fresh evidence. Attorney at law Lemar Neal, who represented Harris, argued that the judge had wrongfully exercised her discretion when she refused to extend the time for Harris to apply for the leave for judicial review. He submitted that the judge erred when she found that there was no arguable ground for judicial review with a reasonable prospect of success. However, attorney at law Courtney Foster, who represented the FLA, argued that the authority did not breach the Firearms Act when it revoked Harris's firearm user's license. She further argued that the FLA exercised the procedural fairness based on the manner in which the license was revoked. She submitted that the judge was correct when she refused to extend the time for Harris to apply for leave for judicial review. In addition, it was argued that the evidence which Harris was seeking to adduce before the Court of Appeal was not reliable and failed to satisfy the evidential and the legal threshold. The Court of Appeal ruled on October 6 that the judge in the Supreme Court did not err in law or fact. The court said it was not satisfied that the material submitted by Harris supported that he had an arguable ground for judicial review. The application for permission to produce fresh evidence in the Court of Appeal was also refused. The court upheld Neal's submissions that based on the circumstances of the case, legal costs should not be awarded to the FLA. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.